"I'll manage," Susan said, though her voice wavered just enough to betray her uncertainty. Helen's expression shifted. Her curiosity piqued. "Speaking of managing, what's the deal with Michael? He swooped in like some knight in shining armor last night, out of nowhere, no less." Susan sighed, setting her coffee cup down with a soft clink. "It's nothing, Helen. I was in a helpless situation, and he happened to be there. That's all. He's just decent." Helen leaned forward, a smirk tugging at her lips. "Decent? Susan, he's more than that. Handsome, rich, and apparently never entangled with anyone. That's like spotting a unicorn." Susan rolled her eyes, her fingers tracing the rim of the cup. "Michael's like that with everyone. It's just who he is. Kind, generous, and let's not forget, he's on Jacob's level. Why would he take special interest in someone like me?" Helen tilted her head, her teasing tone softening. "Are you sure about that? Because helping you out like he did, standing up to those vultures, it's almost like he's—" "No," Susan cut in, her voice firmer this time. "He's not interested. He just has good connections with my family." Helen tapped her chin thoughtfully, a faraway look in her eyes. "You know, if Michael had been in the picture earlier, maybe you wouldn't have ended up married to that cold, insufferable scumbag, Ethan." Her voice dipped, the weight of regret hanging between them. "Honestly, Susan, you deserve so much better." Susan forced a faint smile, gratitude mingling with the ache in her chest. "Thanks, Helen," she said softly. Helen sighed, sitting back in her chair. "All right, enough moping. Let's get you out of here for a bit. I know a cozy little spot. Great food, feels like home." Susan tilted her head. "Sounds nice." "Perfect," Helen continued, her tone more upbeat. "We'll eat first, then figure out where you're staying next." She paused, her eyes lighting up. "Oh, we should invite Lucinda Baker. It's been forever since we all got together." Susan hesitated, but eventually nodded. As they climbed into the car and headed toward the restaurant, she pulled out her phone and dialed Lucinda's number. "Helen and I are grabbing a meal," Susan said once Lucinda answered. "Want to join us? It's been a while." There was a pause, just long enough to feel pointed. When Lucinda finally spoke, her tone was polite but distant. "Sorry, Susan. I'm in the middle of a photo shoot. I can't make it." Susan's grip tightened slightly on the phone, but her voice remained light. "That's fine. Let's plan for another time." As the call ended, Helen glanced sideways at Susan. "Busy, huh?" Her lips tightened into a thin line. "She wouldn't be where she is now without you, you know. You're the one who wrote those songs that got her noticed." Susan leaned her head back against the seat, a small, wistful smile on her face. "She's earned her success," she said quietly. "I can't hold that against her." The restaurant buzzed softly with the hum of low conversations and the faint clink of silverware. Warm, golden light bathed the culinary corner, casting a glow over the polished tables draped in crisp white linens. The inviting scent of freshly baked bread mingled with the spice of rich sauces simmering in the kitchen, momentarily easing Susan's frazzled nerves. She stepped inside with Helen, her gaze sweeping the room. The elegance felt suffocating rather than soothing. Susan's eyes searched for a quiet corner, somewhere she could sit unnoticed and process the weight of her thoughts. But peace wasn't in the cards. Lucinda? Helen's voice cut through the air, sharp and laced with disbelief. Susan's head snapped toward the sound. Near a window, Lucinda sat at a table, mid-motion as she removed her oversized sunglasses. Her hand stilled, the accessory dangling from her fingers as her lips twisted into a tight, awkward smile. Helen's heels clicked against the polished floor, each step deliberate and forceful as she stormed toward the table. Susan hesitated, her chest tightening, but followed reluctantly. Her pulse thrummed louder with every step. "So much for that photo shoot you were too busy with," Helen said, her tone biting. Her sharp eyes flicked at the other women at the table, Ruth and Sophia. They sat with postures as regal as queens, their confidence radiating like shields of steel. And with them? Of all people? Sophia tilted her head back slightly, her manicured nails tracing lazy circles along the rim of her wine glass. A slow, smug smile spread across her lips. "Helen," she drawled, her voice dripping with mockery. "You should work on your tone. Jealousy doesn't suit you." Ruth chuckled softly, leaning forward as if to savor the moment. Her voice, sickly sweet, chimed in. "Why so bitter, Helen? The truth tends to sting, doesn't it?" Susan finally reached the table, her movements steady but purposeful. She ignored Ruth and Sophia, her focus narrowing on Lucinda. Her voice was calm, cool, but carried an unmistakable edge. "Lucinda," she said, her words slicing through the tension. "What are you doing here? You, of all people, know what Ruth has done to me." Lucinda's eyes darted toward Ruth, then back to Susan. For a moment, uncertainty flickered across her face. She opened her mouth to respond, but Ruth beat her to it. Sliding her arm through Lucinda's in a display of casual dominance, Ruth smiled. "Isn't it obvious?" she said with a smirk. "Lucinda moved on, Susan. She doesn't have time to linger with those clinging to the past." Susan's expression didn't waver, though something hardened in her gaze. She took a small step closer, her voice steady but firmer this time. "Lucinda," she said again, ignoring Ruth entirely. "I'd like to hear it from you." Lucinda exhaled, slipping her sunglasses onto the table. Her voice was quiet, tinged with bitterness. "Susan, we're just not in the same place anymore. You've lost everything. Your status, your connections, your home. I can't keep holding on to someone who's stuck." The words hit like a slap, yet Susan's face remained calm. A flicker of pain passed through her eyes, but it was gone almost as quickly as it came. Helen, however, wasn't as composed. Her voice rose, trembling with fury. "How dare you!" she snapped. "Without Susan, you wouldn't even be sitting at this table. She's the one who supported you when no one else would, who believed in you when no one else cared." Lucinda flinched, her expression faltering briefly before she recovered. Her tone turned colder, more defensive. "That was a long time ago, Helen. Things change. People change. Maybe it's time you both moved on." Susan's lips curved into a faint smile, though it didn't reach her eyes. Her tone remained calm. "Thank you for your honesty, Lucinda. I won't trouble you again." Helen's hands curled into fists, trembling at her sides. "Susan, you can't just let her walk away like this." "It's not worth it," Susan interjected softly, placing a gentle hand on Helen's arm. Her voice carried a quiet finality that left no room for argument. Helen let out an exasperated huff, but relented, allowing Susan to guide her away from the table. She cast one last venomous glare over her shoulder. "You'll regret this, Lucinda," she said, her voice low but sharp as a blade. They walked in silence for several steps before Helen could no longer contain herself. She stopped abruptly, spinning to face Susan. Her eyes blazed with anger and disbelief. "How can you just let her talk to you like that? After everything you've done for her?" Susan paused, her shoulders heavy with invisible weight. "People change, Helen," she said softly, her voice almost resigned. "I can't demand loyalty from anyone. I'm not in a position to." Helen's expression softened, her anger melting into sadness. "Susan," she said gently, gripping her friend's hand, "you're more than what they say. Don't let people like them make you feel worthless." Susan offered a faint, weary smile. "It's hard not to, Helen. My father kept me at Drew Corp to support Sophia. When I refused, he told me to leave." Helen's hand tightened around Susan's. Her voice grew firm, filled with determination. "You don't need them. You're talented, brilliant. You'll rebuild everything, and you'll do it on your own terms." Before Susan could respond, a waiter approached, his tone professional but warm. "Ladies, do you have a reservation?" Helen nodded, gesturing toward Manager Lauren, who greeted them with a polite smile and began leading them to a private room. But Ruth's voice rang out behind them, honeyed and piercing. "Manager Lauren, do you have a room for us?" The manager froze mid-step, glancing between the two groups. His face lit with recognition as his gaze landed on Lucinda. "Miss Baker," he said, his tone suddenly reverent. "I'm such a fan of your music. Unfortunately, we're fully booked tonight." Ruth's smile widened as her sharp gaze shifted to Susan. "What about the room you reserved for them?" But before the manager could say another word, Ruth's lips curled into a sly smile. She gestured gracefully towards Sophia, as if presenting a prize. "Manager Lauren, I don't need to explain who Lucinda is. Her reputation speaks for itself. But perhaps you're unaware of the young lady beside me." Her gaze rested on Sophia. "This is Sophia Drew, the daughter of Noah Drew, president of Drew Corp. She's not just another guest. She's the soon-to-be heir of one of the largest corporations in the state." The manager blinked, clearly taken aback by the revelation.
Wait, that's not the end. You've just had a free taste. Now get the full story on the Pocket FM app, link in description. Check out our next video and playlist, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.